Welcome to Freedom's Forum. So we're sitting here with Senator Byron Dorgan, of third highest ranking senator now on the majority side of the Senate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And he's from North Dakota, and he's written a book called Take This Job and Ship It, which is an interesting read, and it is the polar opposite position of Thomas Friedman's best-selling book, The World is Flat. And I hope you sell as many as he does.
We'll see.
Okay. First thing I'd like to ask you is, who is looking out for the American worker today? Would you say that the people on Capitol Hill have been looking out for the American worker recently?
No, I don't think so. I don't think the American worker has a strong voice in our government these days, which is one of the reasons that prompted me to write a book. Whether it's trade agreements or any number of labor issues here in our country, I think the American worker is finding circumstances of downward pressure on their income, fewer health care benefits, fewer retirement benefits, fewer rights with respect to workers getting together to deal with employers. So I don't think anyone is looking out for American workers, and that's why I've written a book about trying to help American workers get back on their feet and trying to do trade agreements that actually invest in American workers rather than pull the rug out from under American workers.
I mentioned that Thomas Friedman has written this book called The World is Flat. A lot of people are reading that book, and I know your answer to this, but I want to ask you, is he right? And if he's not right, why is he not right?
Well, he's not right. Tom Friedman's an engaging guy, Pulitzer Prize winner, interesting thinker, but you know, he's never in doubt, but he's not always right. In this case, he's not right. The world isn't flat. Everyone knows that. He kind of sits on a lawn chair in Bangalore looking at American jobs being performed for a fifth the cost in India and saying, isn't this wonderful? Well, no, it's not wonderful. Those were American jobs. Those were American engineers that had those jobs and others. And now they're gone. And the point of my book, Take This Job and Ship It, is that we are seeing a substantial number of American jobs move, and many more will move to parts of the world where employers can pay pittance for work, 20, 30 cents an hour. That's what they're paying manufacturing employees in parts of China. And engineers for 1/5 the cost in India for the U.S. In my book, I also talk about a young woman named Natasha Humphreys. Young African-American woman, went to Stanford, got a degree, and then she went to work in the technology industry. Her last job was working for Palm Pilot. And her last job for Palm Pilot was to train her successor, which was an engineer from India, willing to work for 1/5 the cost of an American worker. So, I mean, that's what's wrong, and we need to try to put together something that lifts us up, that preserves American standards rather than pushes us down and races to the bottom in wages and standards. That's not the right way for us to aspire to have a future in this country.
Is it true that the American taxpayer is actually subsidizing Walmart through?
Sure. I make it clear in my book. I have a chapter on Walmart in China, but I make it clear Walmart is not violating the rules. I just disagree with the business strategy. The business strategy is push your suppliers to produce where it's cheap, that is China, especially China, and then sell the product back in the United States and try to pay as low a wage as is possible to your workers. And that's the strategy of Walmart. But the fact is we end up subsidizing Walmart. Walmart itself, with its internal memorandum, pointed out that nearly 1/2 of the children of Walmart workers are getting their health care through Medicaid for people of lesser income or through some other government program. Why? Because Walmart's not paying them enough.
I want to thank you for taking this interview with Freedom's Forum. We want to wish you the best of luck with the new session coming up, the Democratic session. Do you know your position, what that will be within the Senate? You're the third most
Well, I'll be the chairman of the Democratic Policy Committee, again, which is part of the Democratic leadership, and then I will serve on the Appropriations Committee and the Energy Committee and the Commerce Committee, and
Appropriations is a very important position.
That's right, and then I'll be chairman of the Indian Affairs Committee. So I'll have a lot of things to do, and it's going to be nice as we turn towards the new year and start with a different majority in the Senate. My hope is that we can find ways to work together. I mean, I think the American people would want us to find the best of what both parties have to offer rather than the worst of each. And I think both political parties can contribute something significant to our country.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.